Well, hello, my friends. This is Carlos, and like you see on the title, help. We all need some. So it's a very interesting topic that this whole week they were hammering it through the conference. And I took a bunch of notes, and one of the things that I realized is that a lot of times I have been one of those that did the wrong thing, that did not ask for help. So I decided that I'm gonna start working on some other things, but also working with some of my friends into how I can help them for everything that they need. And one of the most interesting things that they were talking about, it was about how as you start getting successful, you start looking for that help. And I said, that's an interesting detail that I have not realized. And I took a bunch of notes here. So I want to go through some of them because probably you have gone through the same thing. So, first thing, let me know where you're watching from. And also, one of the best things that they were talking about is to share with others what you may need help on. So this one is going to be in English. I'm going to be doing one in Spanish for my Spanish speaking friends. But Grant was talking the whole 3 days. So 3 days. And everybody that came in says, how when you start getting success, the key for that was to get help. And I started thinking about my wife is on the women's conference today, and I was doing some other stuff. How we really, to be successful, we need to ask help to other people, and in order for you to be successful, you need to ask for help. And I started thinking that when you're working on your regular job and you transition to be an entrepreneur, or you start building your own business, you try to do it all on your own. And he was saying, in order for you to be successful, you need to ask for the help and be willing to receive that help. That was one of the other things that they were talking about. And that we're looking for information in a lot of different places, but sometimes we get the wrong stuff. So one of the things that if you have followed me for a while, you know that I work on the technology field and also on the leadership area. And I started thinking, how can I help my friends truly to get successful or to be successful on their business or with technology? And because that's my area. So I was thinking, how can I help my friends? So if you're watching this, I'm going to be going through some notes that I took in here, but I want you to think really, what is something that may be stopping you? And you say, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know. You hear a lot of people build your email list, or how to start on social, or how do I communicate with others, or do different things like that. If you have a challenge, if you have something that is stopping you, I want you to leave me a comment. Because one of the things that I'm asking my wife and that we're going to be doing is that I'm going to start looking into how to make bite chunks of content to help my customers, because I work, and you know me, you have seen me that I travel all around the world, but also for my friends and others that are consuming some of that, because that was one of the biggest things that they were talking about this week. How to really, to help someone, need to be something continuous. That it's not about a big amount of help, it's how with small chunks, small amount of work, and a small amount of help that you can help others with that. So as you're listening to this, let me know where you're listening from so I understand, hey, it may be a lot of more people from Spanish speaking, so I may have to switch this whole completely to Spanish. Then it's interesting because a lot of times he was describing that entrepreneurs look for help when there's a problem. And then that is the worst time to look for it, because you want to look for help when everything is going good. And all of a sudden, to me, it didn't click. Like I wrote it down, but it didn't click initially. But after going through all the different people that were there, I started seeing that the key to their success, it was about that they were getting help as they were being successful. So when the moment or the difficulty happened, they already have people around them that were supporting them. I see a couple people that are saying different things, and I will go through those questions and those comments in a moment. But it was very impactful to me, and my wife and I were talking, and my son is also was there with us because we were building a bench of knowledge, if you think about it, because you need to have your team, but your team start at home. So I say, hey, how can I start building that bench at home so we can start working? And I started thinking when he said that you look for the help before there's a problem. And we were looking for that to do that exact same thing. And he was describing that when you start looking for those bite chunks of help, like little, if you think about the Hershey Nuggets, they're not like a big chunk of chocolate. They're like a little thing. But you start eating little chunks, then you get a lot. And I equate that to, hey, if we start looking for a little amount of help, then that when you need it, then or you already have learned them, or you can then know where to get that help. And another one that was very impactful was you don't only have to be in the game, you have to run the game. And it's an interesting concept of how you dominate your area. And it's not about being selfish or anything like that. It's each one of us have a very distinct skill set. An example, I have worked in the technology field for a long time, but I combine that with different areas. Some other people may have a different skill set, but each one of us need to work what we do to dominate, not to remove competition, but to actually be able to provide the best service and the best help available, because the way that we focus is not just, well, I just want to be a small player, but he was describing we want to be the dominant player in that market. So, for example, I live in Florida, so it shifts my mind because even though I travel, I need to focus and dominate where I am located before I can go somewhere else. So that was very impactful to me. And the way that it was this help was described, and each one of the speakers, we had Kevin Hart, we have John Travolta, we have Dana White, we have Elena Cardone, we have a lot of different speakers across 3 days. Help was defined to what make it easier for someone to do something. And it may be a vague description, but look at what it came after that. I don't know if this has happened to you, but it has happened to me. That is that you may hate your job. So if you're watching this and you hate your job, I want you to give me a 1 in the comment. And hey, we need to be honest, because we're going to come after going to help you. And I felt in that moment that sometimes I have hate my job. And I started thinking, why do I hate my job? And it was interesting because it says, when you hate your job, is because you don't know really how to do your job. And I started thinking, whoa, wait. I've been on technology for over 25 years. How are you telling me that I don't know how to do my job? But he was right. Because the moments that I did not felt like I enjoy waking up in the morning, that I'm gonna work with it. Yeah, there's a skill set, there's a gift in me. But the moments that I did not truly love my job were the moments that I was not growing in my job. Were the moments that I was not really dominating my area. Were the moments that I was not truly helping someone else. to grow or help them to develop something. I just came 2 weeks ago from being in India for 2 weeks talking to the top technology companies worldwide. And when I equate that trip and this trip, I felt great while I was on that trip because I was doing that. I was helping them strategize, working with what they're going to do for their customers worldwide. And I realized that, hey, that is an area that I'm going to be working a lot to help my customers, my friends, the people that I work with, to help them communicate their idea, communicate what they have so they can be successful. And there were a lot of other things, but my friends, one of the most important things that I got this week was about looking for help. So that's what the topic of this. Look for help before you truly need it. So then when you actually need that help, you already have it and know where to go. So let me check the comments in here. And it has, I was thinking about needing help, how to record and get a list of emails. So Ezekiel, that is perfect topic. And I'm finishing the details because I'm going to be launching a class that I'm going to be taking you step by step how to build your email list, how to do your lead magnets, how to create the page so you can put it, how to then start sharing them so you can communicate your message for your area. So stay tuned for that because that is something that if a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm one of the 22 masters in the world for Microsoft on email. And for the longest time, I work with companies helping them build massive email. So some of the largest email environments in the world, I help build them. But I never made the connection about how important it is. And I was going to leave that for another day. But I'm going to share specifically about email and why it's so important. Ryan Days from Digital Marketer was talking about that a lot of people think that email is dead. And it's the complete opposite. Because people thought that millennials will never use an email address. But he was saying they grew up and got jobs. And what was the first thing that they gave them when they got a job? They gave them an email address. So they needed to start connecting with people over an email address. When you go and you register for a social media platform, what is the first thing that they ask you for? An email address. So email is extremely important, and they were giving some other tips. So I have them here. That's content for another day. So that's going to be something that's going to be coming soon, probably in the next week or so. I have the content. So we just need to finish it. So make sure to stay tuned. And another comment from one of my friends from Terry say, most problems could be avoided by collaboration instead of isolation. That's completely true, Terry. When you get connected with others, you can eliminate those problems and make sure that you connect with us. So my friends, look for help ahead of time. So I am here for you. It's been a while and I'm actually restructuring a lot of stuff for our companies. There's several things coming on. So my friends, I want you to, number one, hold me accountable. What do you need? What do you need help for your business? So I can help you with that. I know a lot of people, so if I don't know it directly, I will find someone that can help you. But it's not the end of the road. I know that there may be things that may be trying to limit you, but always remember, limits are only opportunities that come your way so you can become the best version of yourself. So my friends, we'll see you on another video.